The excitement. I love the fun.
Don't go. You just don't say GD or F bombs on my show. Don't do that unless you're like really living. Unless you're appalled, Unless you're appalled, I give you permission to rip off your credentials and everything.
Hey.
They know the story.
They do.
They know the story of Spider Monkey. They do.
Yes,
I told everybody.
I'm the one who gave him the nickname Spider Monkey.
Yes. A matter of fact.
Speaking of nicknames,
we've got a promo here.
Oh, okay.
Matter of fact, I was just going to play it because this is something that Kate Dillon actually does, talking about me being a spider monkey, and to be honest with you, I just haven't played it because we're just so swamped and busy, and we'll get to it in a minute.
Well,
I was having a squirrel moment.
Well, I mean, speaking of nicknames, though, you just coined a brand new nickname over the weekend.
I did.
Yes.
Over Bloody Marys.
Yes.
And a bloody eye at that.
Yeah. For sure.
If I had any TV work to do right now, I would beg the lady to put the camera 20 feet away from me than normal, because it looked like you remember when Davey Allison got in that bad crash when he flipped and crashed and it bruised his eyeballs up and all that. That's what my eye looks like. Literally, it's like. And I can't believe you could do that by, having Bloody Marys and laughing and
so
sneezing
hard.
And whatnot. And I got pepper in my eye. It looked like I got maced. And I didn't even get in any trouble with the law.
Well, I know. It's all fun and games until somebody loses an eye.
All the things. All the things. So, but yeah, I'm going to try to find that promo that where Kate Dillon calls me a spider monkey. We'll play it here. But again, we do want to thank All About Wraps for being a sponsor for our program. And of course, we do thank you so much for joining us on the program. Alex, what type of knowledge has your dad given you? Talking about the legacy of your grandfather, Bill Hendren, and his dad. And, I mean, I could tell you the stories. Kate, I know you could tell the stories. Bill Hendren was one of the most respected. Never met him. Yeah, I know he passed away before your time. But I'm sure Steve has told you some stories about him. But he was one of the most respected racers and engine builders at that. I mean, I'm not trying to toot a series I work for, but if it wasn't for Bill Hendren, Fast Track wouldn't have came to fruition with some of the things that they did in the engine building department and other sanctioning bodies. So what has your dad told you about Bill Hendren?
Oh, gosh. I mean, working in a family business, that all that knowledge just gets passed down. And, man, my grandfather, yeah, I mean, it's definitely rough to talk about because, he was a very soft-spoken man.
Yeah.
Didn't really say a whole lot, but would go out of his way to help you. And that's the same way my dad, after his passing, that's the same way my dad and my uncle have been. We just do everything that we can, I mean, we're always willing to answer the phone and be there for everybody that, has issues or questions. And I've learned so much just from being in there and watching them over the past, however many years, especially here recently since I've been in our shop a lot more with the whole race car deal and all that. But, yeah, it's just so much knowledge and we just keep growing as the, years tick on. We're just getting more and more.
And Kate, I found what we were looking for.
This is Kate Dillon from CrateInsider.com and host of the Racing Insiders podcast. You are listening to my awesome friend Wesley Spider Monkey Outland. Now back to Finish Line.
So we are back on Finish Line. So yeah, but that's the promo. But the Spider Monkey, the whole thing is, normally announcers, they give nicknames to drivers or you don't really have a lot of players that get nicknames. You might be like Superman Cam Newton or the GOAT Tom Brady, which sorry, don't mean to offend anybody, but I do not feel Tom Brady is the greatest of all time in the quarterback world.
Tom Brady is the GOAT. Either that or Brett Favre.
What? You know what? I might say Brett Favre's in the countdown.
Yeah.
But not Tom Brady.
Peyton Manning. Yeah, would be another one.
Peyton Manning? Eli Manning? Hell, he's beat Tom Brady twice, okay? I mean, seriously, all right?
Walter Payton. Let's take it way back.
He's the golden child, for sure.
Joe Namath?
Yeah, that's...
Roger Staubach?
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many... I mean, just because you win Super Bowl rings doesn't mean you're the GOAT.
What? But there's no finish lines in Football.
What was it, end zone? A fubar.
Fumba. Fumba.
Oh, well, I mean, I guess you could call it the end zone, the finish line, but I guess I don't know. But, well.
Getting us off topic. We're not even on a topic.
We were having a squirrel. We were having a moment of, he was saying something about, I lost track.
But you know what?
Yes.
One person you can't forget either in any of this is also Miss Betty Hendren.
Oh,
which
yes.
of course,
Oh,
because
God, yes, absolutely.
I mean, like what you may or may not know is that Bill drove a drag racing car, but then he really was more interested in the tech part, and he put Betty in the car.
Oh, wow.
Betty was really the drag racer in the family.
I need to get her on the show.
That'd be fun.
That'd be awesome to get Betty on the program.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, she was friends with Linda Vaughn. She was because they were racing out in California and all of that. So, just definitely don't want her left out of this because she was a key figure. She's the matriarch of the family and a key figure in all of this as well.
All right, so again, we're joined on Finish Line with, of course, Kate Dillon at CrateInsider.com, Ecom Coach, Winnie Motorsports Marketing, and Alex Hendren of Alex Hendren Racing. You can follow them on social media, of course, at Alex Hendren Racing on Facebook. You can also go to CrateInsider.com on Facebook, Winnie Motorsports Marketing, and Ecom Coach Kate Dillon, and you can find all those information. What is Ecom Coach? I know we're going to get off subject again, but I mean, it's kind of media marketing involved with racing, but other stuff as well, correct?
Well, when some of these industry people were asking me about e-commerce, then I started building e-commerce stores for other people. So I would not call myself necessarily a website developer, but I would say that I could build, if you want to sell physical products online, I build websites to sell physical products online. I also have a course, and I'm re-platforming it right now, but I have a course that if you wouldn't want me to do it, but you wanted to do it yourself, I could teach you step by step, literally the buttons to push because actually, here's it's not even really a funny story, but when I started this whole website thing, I actually didn't know anything about websites. I was just like, my famous last words for everything that I do are like, it can't be that hard. if there's one quote you can pull out of this, is like, that's how I run everything. It's like, well, it can't be that hard. It can't be that hard.
She can do it. If he can do it, everybody can do it. There you go.
But oh my God, I mean, it's crazy. So the web guy, he ditched me about halfway through my project.
Oh,
and
I heard about that.
Yeah, and then I ended up finishing the website on my own and doing my own research about e-commerce, and I figured it out. I mean, I actually have one of my business mentors, Marie Forleo. She says everything is figure-outable, and I agree. I totally agree with that.
Everything is figure-outable.
Yep, everything is figure-outable. So we'll give her full credit.
For all those people that like to critique people and say those are not real words, damn it all, those are our words.
You know
like
what?
Those words.
Well, I know she's writing a book, and that's going to be the title. Everything is figure-outable.
Figure-outable. Not figure it out, figure-outable.
Yeah. So,
Definitely.
but it's true. I mean, that was even before I'd really met. It's not that I've met her. Well, I guess I have met her in person, sort of. But before that, it's just one of those online mentors. She's got. Anyway, the whole idea is figured it out, but not everybody wants to do that, and
right.
So I have like tutorial videos and that type of thing. And then I love to talk about marketing. I mean, it's my thing. And as I learn new things, I love to talk about it. So, or the tools that I use. A lot of times it's, how do you do filters, or how do you do editing videos, or how do you have downloadable items for like an email list? And there are so many aspects of marketing today, and we have so many. I mean, we have never, ever lived. There's never been a better time to be alive as far as being a business owner. It is amazing what we have at our disposal.
Alex, as a young man, being a millennial of motorsports, what is your thoughts of marketing and the things that are there today? It's like I try to tell people just about being announcers. Back in the day when I started at 13, 14 years old, this was 99, 2000, 2001, they didn't have timing and scoring. We didn't have computers. We didn't have laptops and information. If you did have a computer, you were lucky as hell. You had one of those big Apple Mac computers, But other than that, I mean, you had to have paperwork. You had to have notes. And I live by this reality even here today, guys, because you look at my paperworks here. Obviously, it's radio with pictures. But I have a stack of an envelope with like a whole bunch of papers because I don't know. It's like for the longest time, I kept information. I keep information. Year after year, I go and I box it up somewhere. I put it in a crate. you can have it at the palm of your hand now. The marketing's at the palm of your hand or on a computer. What is your thoughts of that being a driver?
That's absolutely insane, though. I mean, technology definitely excelled that a lot. I mean, of course, we still use our whole filing system with papers and all that, but especially just being a part of Create Insider and everything, and being like the video guy behind that, and just going to PRI, for instance, just like there's so. I mean, it's insane. The amount that you can take away from that, as far as marketing and everything goes, just watching people. Like I said, I'm behind the camera for Create Insider, and I'm watching Kate talk to these people about all this stuff, and it's endless information. I mean, I couldn't take all of it in. It's just we're in there for, the time it opens till the time it's done, and there's no way that I could even process everything about it. I mean, it's...
Well, and I think you've also seen too. Well, you've heard from your dad and your uncle and your grandma that when it comes to like seeking sponsors and marketing and all of that, like they've even said, "Man, we didn't have any of this."
No.
Your dad didn't have any of this when he was starting out racing. And here you already have like a Facebook page. You have a website.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
have, we're half a step away from a YouTube channel and all the things.
And all the things that we're discussing here on Finish Line is essential in this day and age of having a motorsports career, because obviously, we're going to keep on talking about Winning Motorsports Marketing. You can order it whenever they release the launch.
We'll
date.
do that again in
May.
In
May. I'm encouraging you. I endorse this product, not just because I'm a contributor. I watched it. I seen some of the content, some of the things. It will help you. Because back in the day, the drivers had to get their own sponsors, or it was word of mouth. And I'm not taking anything away from word of mouth, because I still believe to this day that is the biggest sponsor of them all. You can get a lot more business done by talking to somebody one-on-one or to a group of people than you can by presenting a package. But the packages help. But as they always say, the biggest sponsor is word of mouth. If you want to fill those stands with asses in the seats, tell this person, tell that person, and tell that person.
But the thing is today, Wesley, is we don't have to be one-to-one. We can be one-to-many.
Right, absolutely.
With social media, we have this huge opportunity. And in some ways, it's a blessing and a curse. I think all of this is, we can see it as a double-edged sword. It's like what I say with a website. It's a double-edged sword, because on one hand, your website will never be done. Now, that's like a positive, because you're always going to be adding to it. It means that you don't have to say, "Oh my gosh, I typed this word and it's like there forever." It's not. You can change it. But at the same time, your website will never be done, ever. But with this extra responsibility, it means that when you do get an interview, you have an opportunity to be interviewed, for instance, and somebody just sticks a mic in your face, you better be prepared to be able to talk about who your sponsors are.
Oh, absolutely.
Because if your sponsor ends up picking up that interview, they've put in their hard-earned money, whether it's money or products or whatever they've invested in you.
Yes.
And if you don't even mention their name because you didn't remember it, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
One of the things that I was watching last night, while before drifting off to sleep on winningmotorsportsmarketing.com, was what you and Holly Henry spoke about, what my friend and colleague Ben Shelton said, and what I even testified as well with you. And it's amazing that it came from all different Broadrun's parts of the country, but it's the same unified. You got to thank your sponsors. You need to know your sponsors. If you do not mention your sponsors, you're probably not going to have them next year.
Well, yeah, and what guys don't understand is what the biggest mistakes I've been seeing out there, and what really kind of motivated this to create this whole program and all of that, would be maybe I see a post that maybe they got something in the mail, and then they've got one picture, and it's like, "Thank you to X sponsor X," whatever. And that is the last time you're ever going to hear about that sponsor for the whole rest of the year.
Right.
And the thing is, that not understanding that it's a relationship. And truthfully, you really have to look at, with any kind of sponsor, what is it that they're really looking for from you? In some cases, of course, I sell race car parts. And so if I would be stepping into sponsorship, Honestly, it doesn't mean anything to me if there's 50,000 people in the stands. I sell race car parts. I don't have anything for fans. So I need that driver to be an influencer who's going to help get more racers to come shop with me. Someone that's a local business owner, they